Hey, my name's Joel, and in this video, we are going to be taking a look at the Scout 3K trailer dolly from Parkit360. And if you're a watcher of the channel, you probably remember me reviewing last summer the Force 10K, their giant 10,000 pound capacity trailer that can move RVs and boats and everything. But this little dolly is powered by you. It's human powered, and it can help you hoist a trailer of up to 3,000 pounds with a 300 pound tongue weight like this little tiny cargo trailer here. I'm at my own little garage and we're moving a lot of stuff around. Things need to be shuffled. And half the time when I didn't have this dolly, the way that I'd move these things, and you've done this before, is I come here and I lift it up and I try to heave it around, and then I go, oh, I've got grease and everything all over my hands. But this makes it so much easier, and I'll show you how it works because it's extremely stable and sturdy. I know laying it down on the ground like that makes it feel really unstable. It's just one wheel, right? How could it even work? But if you come in here close, I'll show you how this works and we will hook it up together. The first thing you'll notice is it has this removable ring that goes over top your ball size of choice. Now, for most small trailers, it's going to be a 2-inch ball, and this threads in to a shaft, which you can pull out. So this sets in here, and then your ball threads into the middle. So you could switch this out if you were gonna go with a larger size ball. But you thread this in here and then place your ring over top. And what we're gonna do is raise the trailer up and stick it on top of here. And then we're gonna tighten this entire shaft to the bottom of the tongue. Now, if you have a trailer with a notched tongue, you can take this little puzzle piece out. It's not broken, it's intended to be loose. But for most standard trailers, you leave it in there so you have a flat surface here. See how our tongue is flat across the bottom? That is correct. All right, so the first thing you want to do is remove the shaft from the dolly so that you can then unlock your trailer tongue, lock it back in with the ball inside, and hand tighten this shaft all the way up. Then you're going to grab your tightening bar or your lock bar here, lock it down as tight as you can. This is your connection to the trailer, very important. And then once you're sufficiently tightened there, you can either raise your trailer back up, or since mine's small, I just lift it up and place it back on the dolly. We are locked on here, so this is tight, but yet I can still rotate the wheel because this shaft just pivots inside the dolly itself. Now I'll just take my wrench here and I'll put it in the handy wrench storage clamp here on the side. All right, so now that we're locked in, we're just gonna hold on to these handles. You'll see it's not going to go anywhere, not gonna tip or tilt, even though there's one wheel. I know that feels weird, but you're totally locked into your tongue. And if you're not, you need to tighten it more, but we are. We can pivot here, hold the handles, give it a tug or a pull. You can go either direction. So let's move it on this gravel because this is probably the toughest test you're gonna find. Now this trailer weighs about 1,000 pounds. It's empty. And this will handle up to 3,000 pounds. And I'm going up a little bit of a grade right here. So you see how easy I'm moving this? It's not like nothing, but you know, I'm going up a hill here, and this is fresh gravel, so it's thick, not as easy to move on. And you can see once you get your momentum going, you can go pretty easily. Then if you want to turn around, so much easier to push. See how I can steer? Watch, I'll turn it all the way around. Kind of pivot and turn. Let's see if we can totally spin this on the concrete, turn it all the way around. Look, I can go as tight as I want, full 360. And it's a lot better than bending down, getting your hands all filthy, making a mess. Just makes moving things a little bit easier. Now, come in here and take a look at these handles. One thing that I wish Parkit360 would do is attach these handles to the dolly. They just pull off. Sometimes I wonder if they don't do this on purpose, because when you're on here, it kind of gives you some, you know, ability to turn with it, but then they start to slide off the edges. That's pretty easy to fix. You could probably put some adhesive in there and do this yourself. I noticed this on the larger unit as well, but I do like this T-bone handle versus the one handle that comes with the larger unit, because you're doing more work with this one. And this bike style handle works a lot better. And the best part about having one of these is coming in and out of facilities. So like I've got this larger garage, I'm constantly shuffling things around inside here. So not only can I pull it in and out, but I can also move things around. So if I want to face this toward the rear or turn it sideways, I can. And the best part is you reposition, and if you don't have any other trailers to move, you can just leave it connected. There's a really secure connection right here. You don't have to worry about a thing. If you need to move this or it's in the way, all you do is grab the handles and push it, reposition it however you need to. So it makes these Scout 3Ks really handy to have around. And in fact, if you have multiple trailers in a small space like this, it'd be great to have several of them. So let's quickly talk about what this is made of and my first thoughts after using this around the shop. So the best thing about Parkit360 products, I own several, is that they're really high quality, heavy duty steel. This tire right here is fit for all terrain. You saw us moving it around on gravel, concrete, and honestly, most of this gravel was put down in the last few days. It's really soft and it's easy to lose traction, and this tire did a really good job. It is air inflated. There's a little stem way up in here, so you got to watch that, but it's a very firm tire and doesn't require a lot of pressure. Everything is really easy to connect and take apart. My one maybe critique of this is that it's really hard to store when it's not on the unit. So let me take it off there and show you what I mean. It's not that hard when you have two hands on it, but this does make it difficult to store, because if you set it up against something, it only has that one point of contact on the ground. Now, the only idea I've come up with that I haven't enacted yet is maybe mounting two handles on the wall of my garage so that I can hang this up against the wall. If you had it setting like this, all would be well, but that does take up a fair amount of space for a fairly small dolly. If you could hook it to the wall like that with two hooks, or even hang it, that would be even better. That's something I would suggest if you have it. Look for a way to hang it on the wall, maybe even up off the ground with some hooks, and hold it in place. But otherwise, you have to take your ring off and just lay it down. I mean, it's a little awkward. Granted, you can't design something that's great for moving trailers and really easy to store at the same time. The other thing that I think could use a little bit of improvement is, as you just saw, this hanger here for the wrench, and honestly, the wrench itself. There are rubber posts here that kind of hold this in place, but it's not really tight. It's kind of loose, and it just kind of sets there. You need this bar with you at all times, so it has to be mounted here. It's just not super tight. I think maybe I could pinch these in and fix that a little bit, but I think this could be just a little bit better. And truthfully, I thought I would love this wrench. I think I prefer the old bar style on the old Parkit360 or the other Parkit360 models over this wrench, because when you're turning this a lot, it's hard to get these two teeth into two holes at once. The bar, you simply stick it in one hole and turn. And when you're turning something over and over and over to get it tight, I feel like two teeth is harder to land than one. Now, this is a better bite. This gets you a tighter, more secure piece of leverage to tighten things, but I think I prefer the old style bar. But overall, the Scout 3K is one of my favorite little shop tools to have around. It makes moving my little flatbed and my little cargo trailer around super easy. The little negatives that I could point out about it are really outweighed by the superior positives that it brings. And I've never seen anything that is hand-powered that I like more than the Scout 3K for small trailers. So check this one out for yourself if you have a small flatbed or cargo trailer under 3,000 pounds, 300 pounds tongue weight. This could be the right trailer dolly for you to make your life a little bit easier.